Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're turning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Okay, taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I feel that the collective that I'm speaking to, they've recently unhooked themselves from something. So there was something, I don't even want to quantify it. I don't know what it is. I think it's going to be different for everybody, but there was something that was really ensnaring someone. And I think that whoever this message is for, you've recently come to a place where you've either discovered that, or maybe you've known that for a while, and you've gotten yourself out of that snare. Be it in the 3D, within the relationship space, or spiritually. There's some sort of snare that has been removed. And in this removal of the snare, there's this almost like an activation or a reawakening of self that seems to be taking place. And this is really changing somebody's energy. So I've talked before in Cancer season about how our resonance is really what attracts our situations and our experiences to us. And it really has a large part to play in the creation of our reality and our experience here on planet Earth. And the shift that is taking place inside of someone's energy is really changing their resonance. Okay. Here what we have is we have the holiest temple, and you can kind of see that idea inside of this energy here. It's almost like her aura is expanded, and you can see this brilliant light that's flowing between heaven and earth for her and through her. And she is kind of at the height of this pyramid of light here, but she's also within this very Vesica Pisces sort of shape, and it's almost as though through her things are created, and it's very reminiscent of like female genitalia. So it's like through her things are created, and she is the one birthing those creations, but at the same time she's the one being birthed. So it's this whole process of being the creator that is constantly self-creating. And that's a very beautiful energy. So if you have recently found yourself kind of unhooking yourself from a situation or a spiritual state or a mindset, or fill in the blanks, that has kept you stuck, and it doesn't feel like for a year, 6 months. This feels long. This feels like a very long time. It feels like a very long time. It's almost like we've reached some state of liberation that now we're catapulting ourselves through our own energy and through our own willpower into a new state of being, and we're self-creating. Okay. Okay. For some of you, there was this element that we had to reclaim in terms of self-patience and mercy. And I don't feel that this mercy is being extended to other people. I feel that this mercy is very much, and I've said this the last few readings, I feel that this mercy is being extended to the self. One of the reasons why is because it seems to be that we're going back through our own history in order to discover something. And whether that is something that has occurred within this lifetime or something that occurred in previous lifetimes, it's like allowing ourselves to have mercy for our own story. And maybe you have been really hard on yourself for, why did I stay in that relationship, or why did I stay in this situation, or why didn't I check in on that thing astrally? For some of you, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because it's coming through. And so it's almost like, rather than beating up on yourself or blaming yourself for something, I think that part of this raising your own vibration is really to extend mercy to yourself. Okay. Oof. There you go, unhooked, unhookable. Someone has definitely released something here. And notice this rainbow. Whenever I see the rainbow, I know everybody has their own meaning that they derive from that. And for me, when I see it, I really think about a lot of the stories from all around the world where the rainbow really connects us to the gods, whether it is as a bridge or if it's a variety of spirits, right? Sometimes in some cultures, the rainbow represents the 7 ancient planets. The 7 colors inside the rainbow represent the 7 ancient planets, and that when all those energies are integrated and combined, that's when someone reaches the state of their own personal godhood. And this is kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like we've liberated these various aspects of ourself. This seems like very long process for somebody. But now that all those things are back online, someone is really reaching this higher level of attainment. You might be somebody who works in systems that discuss things, for example, like the Holy Guardian Angel or the HGA, or systems that talk in terms of like dragon energy. And there is, on one hand, this looks like one massive angel in the background made out of those clouds that has this halo of light. But then on the other hand, it's like two angels that are facing the chaos. And that from the chaos arises this beautiful, creative force that's expansive. So I do think that some of you may be experiencing an element of chaos right now inside of your lives. Not all of you. But inside that chaos, that's where the potential lays, right? That's where we have the ability to kind of move things around to allow things to settle in an interesting way. Or maybe we want to be completely hands off and we just want to manifest it, allow ourselves to stay in a vibration where possibility is possible. Because not everyone makes possibility possible. And, our mindset has a big thing to do with that, our mindset and our core concepts and our deep-seated beliefs. So I think that someone here, it's like, we're really working on, I want to say firing on all cylinders, because it's almost like I'm seeing someone's energy centers all lit up and working appropriately. It's like, somebody believes in their stability. They understand that they're safe. Somebody is, working that sacral energy and exploring their creativity and their creative sexuality. Someone is, really identifying with their self and as an individual and seeing how powerful that can be, and allowing them to express from that state while also being able to give and receive, and not finding either one of those shameful or harmful, or not enough humility in it. Someone is learning to express fully, whether it's through their voice or through their dance or through their song or whatever mode of expression they're trying to have. Someone is really learning to take control of their self-beliefs in order to project their reality and coming into a greater state of the pattern and intuition and foresight. Someone is exploring their connection to the divine and allowing themselves to really come into harmony with something that is not just outside of themselves, but is indwelt inside of them. Something that they are attached to that is much greater than just the individual, because it's the one. And I think that this energy is just beautiful, because this full integration of all those understandings, not just the book learning or just the I say these things because they sound nice, but the true understanding that comes through the experience. I think that whoever this message is for, you have a lot of experience, and it's all being integrated right now. And there was just something that you had to get back for yourself by unhooking yourself, and you did it. So congratulations. Okay. Now we're entering the state of divine inspiration. And this kind of inspiration, it's like all of those centers really need to be active and working. And it's not just something that they do on their own. They activate and they work based on how we think, how we believe, and how we live our lives. And in this chamber of inspiration here, one of the ones that you see highlighted here is the third eye space, or the forehead space, right? There's multiple energy centers there. And through this chamber of inspiration, it's like, it's only because this person believes in their possibility and the possibility for divine inspiration that they're able to receive it. So if you are resonating with this message, make sure that you pay attention to the things that you're like, hey, I would like to do that, or hey, I really want to do this, or I have this idea. If you have in the past been very quick to silence those things, maybe write it down. Don't be so fast to silence it. Allow yourself to explore, is this what my soul is trying to lead me to? Because we're in this phase right now, and we're in this place right now collectively where a lot of people are going to come upon their soul mission. And I usually don't use a term like that, so if you conceive of it slightly differently, have some grace for that terminology. I'm using the terminology that I think most people resonate with. And soul purpose, soul mission, purpose that they're deciding for this life even. These are things that people are going to start discovering, and I think that it's really something that has to do with interconnection for many of us. That doesn't necessarily mean people. It can mean spirits. It can mean animals. It can mean, nature. It can mean the cosmos. But there's some element of interconnection that seems to be very important in this work for many people. Okay. Yes, this way. The mystic. I almost forgot that has two sides. I got to pull it the way it comes out. So there's definitely a heavy mystical energy in this. I think that, when I got into this and I said it's not just the book knowledge, it's not just the mantras or the things that we say, it's the experience. Someone has had the experience, and that's how mysticism is. Mysticism is one of those things that you can read about it your whole life and never really understand what it's actually saying, because words fall short in light of the mystical experience. And I think that whoever this message is like, you've had the experience. You've opened up and had that experience. I dare say I'm speaking to somebody who's been at this for a little while. You've definitely been on your path for a little while. If you haven't been on your path for a little while, it must have been very overwhelming when it started. I'll just say that, not to laugh at any overwhelm, but it's coming across to me like an image of somebody being on a roller coaster, like holding on for dear life, and it's just kind of comical in this space. And give it 20 years, it'll be funny to you too. But yeah, it's this is a very beautiful energy. This is a very beautiful energy. And then here we come again. Here's the door from the other day, and this kind of theme keeps coming up, that there's this door that is yet to open. In this case, I don't necessarily feel anything behind the door to be cleared out. It's almost like the door we step through when we choose who it is that we are, right? There's power in that choice. I think that whoever this message is for, you've released the ideas of spiritual slavery. You've kind of unhooked yourself from those ideas. And rather than allowing something else to dictate your walk for you, it feels very much like you're in flow with the pattern while still maintaining your own sovereignty. And I think that's a very powerful place to be. So we notice this pyramid of light that's taking place in this card, and here we have the pyramid of light showing up again. And so this is, really throwing me into the energy of sacred geometry and sacred architecture. So you may be working on changing your environment, building a ritual room. Maybe it is on an astral level, and you're working on a construct, or you're working on particular... I was getting a little protection vibe before I hit record, so I'll say it. Maybe you're working on warding a space and making a space really sacred and cleansing it. These are all really great practices to get into at this time, and really putting a positive intention in it, making sure that you're not approaching it from a fear space. You don't necessarily need that lower vibration mucking things up for you. But this is beautiful. I think this is really beautiful energy. So I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards here. Okay, we're going to get 3. So when I see the 7 of Cups, the Cups, because they are psychic centers for me, I don't always see the 7 of Cups as confusion. If I'm getting a really spiritual reading like this, I tend to read that 7 of Cups like the 7 energy centers. And so there's something here being offered by all 7 energy centers. And I think that, again, it's all kind of working together. And again, they're all coming together to form this very, very like godlike figure there. It's like you can't see the face, you can't see the form. What exactly it is unknowable, but it's showing up in the center of this like pink pyramid. Someone is probably having an explosion of love energy at this time, where we're really tapping into the sense of cosmic love. And when you get into that energy of cosmic love, it's a very different flavor than the love that we're used to as human beings. So I think this is really, I just keep saying it, I think it's really beautiful. Like, this is amazing energy. It really is. Here's the Chariot. So when I read the Chariot, I don't necessarily read the Chariot as movement. I read the Chariot as balance. If you notice these sphinxes, they're not necessarily in a position to move, and they're sitting, and there's this balance between the light and the dark here, the dark mysteries, the light mysteries, and then we have this top sort of looking image. So we have this balance, and then we have celestial symbols showing up, and the zodiac. So this is all about like destiny and future and past and current time. So I dare say that time is really important for somebody, balancing the past with the future, maybe even coming into balance, understanding that your past doesn't necessarily have to be something that you leave behind and you kind of throw out with the trash. Oftentimes the things that we disregard and the things that we want to move away from are the things that had been the most valuable experiences. It just depends on whether we're able to find that value in them or not. And I'm starting to get tongue-tied as I'm talking about this, so I can tell I'm getting drawn into a deeper level, and we'll see why. We're about to see why. Okay. Okay, so there's why. There's an energy here that somebody has, almost like this, we're getting that protective energy again. It's almost like this very protective energy that is emerging at this time. And I don't know that this is an energy that's been with you previously. It may have been in different forms. It feels a little bit like some of you, and so obviously this isn't going to resonate for all of you, and you'll know if it does. Some of you may have encountered a spirit recently that is extremely protective, and it's almost like the divine teacher that you've been looking for. Okay, that's bringing me back to the reading about the door, because I think that was one of the messages, that once you open that door, there's another consciousness. So this is where a person really meets the true guru. Right? It's not an externalized person. It's a force and an energy that's within you. It's a part of your soul, a part of your supreme self, so to speak. So I think someone here, you've actually encountered the real teacher. Again, notice how this is falling on that card, and what did I say about that card? Some of you are working a system where the Holy Guardian Angel, or the HGA, is important. In the Golden Dawn system of magic, that's what the HGA, or the Holy Guardian Angel, was. And they got that idea from the book of the book of the Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage. It's a mouthful. I can't say it 3 times fast, let alone once. And the idea is that by facing the darkness, by facing the light, right? Someone who has not only been able to work with the forces of light and positivity, but also working within the darker spaces with the forces of, what some people might consider the demonic. That by doing both of those things, someone has mastered the balance, again, coming back to the Chariot card. And in this way, they're able to really purify themselves and come into contact with this higher essence. It's a little bit different in the book of the Abramelin the Mage. Definitely pick up a copy if you're interested in what that is. And this is just really beautiful energy. I think that whoever this message is for, you have been very diligent on this path of self-discovery, of spirituality, of healing, of trying to find some sort of truth to the madness, right? Trying to make sense of some sort of chaos. And maybe what you landed on is the chaos is the truth. There's a reason why the trickster god is so important to so many religions. It's almost like that cosmic joke at the end. And I think someone might have seen the punchline, might have seen some semblance of a punchline, not the punchline, but it's just, I don't know, it's just more of a jovial energy as I'm stepping into that. So someone may have recently had an experience like that. But yeah, there's definitely something here about the divine coming in, stepping forward, offering extra energy, extra protection here. And I'm almost seeing the 3 here as spirit guides, ancestors, and then deity or universe, or maybe even concept of self. And it's just like this other cup comes in to add additional support. And again, it feels very teacher-like. So this is beautiful energy. So there's not really like any more to say about this. This is, it's not really telling us where this is going. I kind of feel like whoever this message is for, you're not really looking for that. This is really just confirmation of the journey that you've had so far, and the fact that there's amazing possibilities ahead for you. So I'm gonna leave this here. I'm getting very tongue-tied from this energy right here. I will leave this here, and if this resonates for you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment, and until next time.